proceed to our discussion for today, I am encouraging you to please stand up so that we can have our opening prayer. Okay. Amen. Good morning, students. Looking good today, huh? So, I am hoping that I can still see that faces and those smile faces until the end of our class. So, can I expect that? Okay, very good. Now, before we proceed to our discussion, I am going to introduce myself first to you so that you have a little background about me. So, by the way, my name is Mr. Ray Orlando Ingreso, but you can call me Mr. Ray for short. I am 20 years of age, living in Barangay Lumbangan, Mabini, Negros Oriental. So, I am taking the course of Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in Filipino, at Negros Oriental State University, Mabini campus. So, that's the little background that I can tell you about myself. So today, I'll be checking your attendance. So make sure everyone is around in the classroom. Is anybody absent today? No absent? Alright, very good. So since we have no absent, expect later that I'll be giving you an extra points because you achieved the perfect attendance. Is it alright? Okay, very good. Now, who can recall our last discussions yesterday or our topic yesterday? Who can recall? Okay? Alright. It is all about 6 macros. So, did you learn something from it? Or did you gain lessons and ideas? Alright, so that's what I like. So you must learn everything you must learn everything that I am teaching you every day, so that you will or you can still use those learnings to your future. Okay? Alright. Now, so since we have another topic to be discussed today, I'll be giving you 3 jumbled letters. So all I want you to do is you will arrange these letters according to its proper place so that you can form a word or a words that word will be our topic for today. Okay. So these are the jumbled letters that I need. Alright, so the first jumbled letters is punctuation. The second is sentence, and the third is part of speech. So we have 3 objectives today. At the end of the lesson, the students should be able to 1. Know the different parts of speech. Number 2. Create an example to each parts of speech. And third, lastly, you can able to create a word that symbolizes our certain topic today. Okay, did you understand? Alright. So, I have a little question to you. Do you have a little knowledge about these topics? Okay, no. So, since you have no idea about these topics, I'll be explaining to you. So, and I'll be giving you information about these topics so that you will learn from it. Okay, so let's start about punctuation. So, what is a punctuation? So, a punctuation is a system or symbols that we use sentences and parts of sentences and to make their meaning clear. Each symbol is called punctuation mark. So, what do you mean by symbol? So, the definition says that a punctuation is a symbol. So, what do you mean by it? So, it means that, example, a period. So, what is a period? And what is the use of a period in a sentence? Here, I'll be giving you a sentence that has a period. John is walking. Period. So what's the point of the period there? What's its uses in that sentence? So that period um, used to uh, make or to show the readers that the sentence is already stopped there. So it means that that period means that um, that sentence is already ended. So it means that period used to stop a sentence. If you see another sentence next to a period, it is another sentence already. So it has another idea, or it means that period separate those ideas, and then it gives another meaning to the sentence. So did you understand about punctuation? Alright. Now, so we have a lot of punctuations, but except for period, because we already talked about period, we have another types of punctuations in English. So I'll be giving you some of those punctuations. So first is the comma. So what is the use of the comma in the sentence? The comma is used to separate items in a series. For example, Mary likes to eat guava, mango, orange, and papaya. So where we can see the comma in that sentence? Anybody? Right. We can see the comma in each of the word of the fruits. Example, papaya, comma, apple, comma, papaya, comma, and mango. So the comma used there to separate those family words or the same organization words, or it helps to make the reader understand more how the subject want to eat those fruits. So it was separated by the comma. So the use of comma there is to help the reader to get a pause with his reading. Because if we don't use the comma in the sentence, we read it as a linear sentence only. So we don't have a pause. So the use of comma is to have a little pause when we are reading a sentence. Do you understand? Okay, so we have another punctuation, the colon. So what is the use of the colon in a sentence? The colon introduces a list. So for example, if your mom told you to buy groceries in the market, and then she gave you a list. So here is the example. The mom told you to buy different groceries in the store, and she give you a list, and then she put a column there. So that column indicates that those items are different. So you need to buy those items separately. So she gave you a list to that you need to buy in that store. So did you understand about the column? Okay, so next is the question mark. So what is the use of the question mark in a sentence? So the question mark show in a sentence when we are asking. So for example, when did you get married? Question mark. So how we can say that those sentence is a question or an asking sentence? Because of the use of when, because of the word when, right? So we use when to ask those certain person. So when did they get married? So since we are asking to them, we use question mark so that the reader knows that we are asking to them. Did you understand? Alright. Now, let's proceed to the next. Exclamation. So what is the use of the exclamation in a sentence? The exclamation used to express a certain emotion in a sentence. For example, please stop, and then exclamation. So what is the use of the exclamation there? So it means that the writer have to say something, or have to say a little, a big emotion that he put in that sentence. So he wants the person to stop, and if he wants the reader to have a little emotion. So he used exclamation is a symbol. So did you understand? Alright. Now, we have a lot of, we have other punctuations that I didn't discuss today. So you will know later what I am going to do with them. Okay? Right. So now, I am giving you the importance of a punctuation in a sentence. So, how important punctuation in a sentence is? So, this. Listen. So, punctuation is very important in a sentence because um, we are just like adding an emotion to our context. So if we didn't put a punctuation in a sentence or in a context, the reader must read it um, straightly, right? He, he or she didn't have a pause or a stop. He or he write it straightly. He didn't stop. So it's just like we don't we don't we didn't put any emotions to it. So we use punctuation so that we can indicate, so or I mean the reader knows or allows to read it correctly or express the writers what you want to do or what you want to give to the readers. Understand? Okay, very good. Now, let's proceed to our next topic. Okay, so since we talk about sentences, let's now define what is the meaning of a sentence. So a sentence is a group of words that express a complete idea, or it is called a simple sentence. So if we know that it is a sentence, if we have it has a subject and a predicate. So what does subject and predicate means? And does anybody know about subject and predicate? Just raise your right hand. Okay, very good. That's right. So a subject is the one who is talked in the sentence. So she is the main character in that sentence. How about the predicate? So the predicate is the one. The predicate is um, the predicate used to explain what the subject did or what is the subject gonna did in that sentence. For example, John is walking. So since walking is the word that defines John, so it is the predicate now. So since John is our character, so he is called our subject. Did you understand? Just remember that a sentence is a group of words that has a complete idea. So it has a subject or predicate. Did you understand it? Alright. Now, let's proceed to our next topic, which is the figure of speech. So we have 8 figures of speech. First is noun. Second is pronoun, adjective, verb, adverb, preposition, conjunction, and interjection. So I'll be explaining to you these 8 parts of speech, and I'll be giving you examples of a sentence that has that includes this part of speech, so that you will understand this topic. Okay. So let's first tackle about the noun, our first part of speech. So what is a noun? So a noun is the name of the person, place, thing, idea, or event. For example, Diana is so beautiful. So since Diana is our topic here, or Diana is a name, it is what we call the noun. So noun refers to the name of the person, animal, places, things, or event. Another example, Barangay Lumbangan is one of the big barangays in Mabinay. So since we talk about Barangay Lumbangan, it is our subject. So that's why we call it a noun, because Barangay Lumbangan is our subject in that sentence. Did you understand? Alright, let's now proceed to pronoun. So what is a pronoun? Pronoun is used to replace the noun or the name of the subject, so to avoid the repetition. So for example, um, Diana is beautiful and she is a good girl. So where we can see the pronoun in that sentence. Alright, the word she. So how the she became a pronoun? So it says that the pronoun is used to represent the noun. So that it can have a repetition. So if we didn't put the word she there, the name Diana will be repeat again to another idea. For example, Diana is beautiful and Diana is a good girl. So is it weird to hear, right? So it's weird to hear that the word Diana can still see in another idea again. So that's why we use the pronoun uh, to replace the word Diana by she. So we use she to replace the name of Diana or the name of the subject so that we avoid the repetition. So in that sentence, we can see the better or the right thing to hear so that we can understand it directly. Okay, understand? Okay, let's now proceed to the adjective. So what is an adjective? So an adjective describes and modifies or gives more information about the noun. For example, a noun or a pronoun. For example, cold, happy, fun, little, and big. So that is the adjectives that that describes about the noun. For example, Japan is a cold country. So where can we find the adjective in that sentence? Or I mean, what word that is the adjective in that sentence? Right, the word cold, because the cold indicates what is the situation in Japan. So what is its temperature? So the cold is explaining what is the situation in Japan, right? It talks about Japan or how situation Japan is. So Japan is cold. So that's why the cold we call it as the adjective. So another example, Mary is so happy. So what did Mary did? She was so happy, right? So that's why the word happy is our adjective there, because it explains what is the situation of our noun, right? Okay, so did you understand about adjective? Okay, now let's proceed to our next part of speech. Our next part of speech is the verb. So what is the verb? The verb is an action word. So what do you mean by an action word? For example, running, walking, speaking, jumping, anything as long as it is a action word. For example, I am riding a bike. So what word that shows a action word there? What is our action? What is the action word there? What word? Right, the word riding. So since the word riding is an action word, we call it as a verb, because the verb is an action word and then riding is an action word. So it is called a verb because it is an action word. Now, let's proceed to the adverb. So what is an adverb? An adverb modifies a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. It tells about how often or where or when. So what do you mean by this? So, for example, slowly, very, always, well, to, and then yeah, that's it. So I'll be giving you an example. I ate my lunch quickly. So what is the word there that is an adverb? Right, the word quickly. So how do we know that that word is in adverb? Alright, the word quickly is a modified verb. How do we know? Because we use the word quickly, so quickly, and then the last two letters there is li. We use this to modify the word verb there. So from the word quick, so it turns into quickly. So we modify the word quickly, quick into quickly. So that's why we call it as an adverb. So I'll be giving you a hint to know if that word is an adverb or not. So just just look at the word li at the end of the word, so that that word li is an adverb. Did you understand? Okay, let's now proceed to the next part of speech. The next part of the parts of speech is the preposition. So what is the preposition? The preposition shows the relationship of a noun or pronoun to another word. For example, word at, on, in, from, with, about. So for example, I left my keys on the table for you. So what word do we use as a preposition there? Okay, the word key. So I left my keys on the table. I mean the word on. So we have different ideas there. We have two ideas there. I left my keys, and then the table, right? So we join these two ideas into one sentence by the word on, right? We use the word on to conjoin these two ideas. So our subject there is I, and then our verb there is left, and then we have different ideas there, but we conjoin this with the word on. So that is an example of a preposition. Understand? Alright, now let's proceed to our next part of speech. The next part of speech natin, our next part of speech is the conjunction. So what is a conjunction? A conjunction joins two words, ideas, phrases together and shows how they are connected. For example, and, or, but, because, yet, and so. For example, word I was hot and tired but still finished it. So what word is the conjunction there? Right, the word but. So like preposition, we have two ideas there, but we join it by the word but. I was hot and tired but still finished it. So we have different ideas there, right? I was hot and tired. It says that he was tired already, but he finished it. So we can join these two words by the word but. Do you understand? Another example. I am hungry and thirsty. So what is the conjunction there? The word and. So we have different ideas also there. We have also a different ideas there that he is thirsty and hungry. But we join these ideas in one sentence by the word and. We use and to join these two different ideas. So did you understand about conjunction? Alright. Let's now proceed to our last but not the least part of speech, which is the interjection. So what is the interjection? An interjection is a word or phrase that expresses a strong emotion. It is a short exclamation. So just like ouch, hey, oh, watch out, ew, and wow. So and then now I'll be giving you an example word, an example sentence here. Wow, Wow, I passed my English exam. So, um, where could we find the interjection in that sentence? Alright, the word wow. So how could we say that that word is an interjection? Right, because an interjection is a expresses a strong emotion, right? So that's why wow belongs in that part of speech. Another, hey, who are you? The word hey, right? So we use hey there because we want to get the attention of that person or that certain person. We use hey, so we express a certain expression there or a certain emotion or a strong emotion there to get the attention or to get attention of that certain person. Understand? Okay, so that's all about our topic for today. Did you learn something from it? Okay then, I'll be giving you some questions to know that you really understand my discussion. Okay, so first question. Uh, this is the part of speech. It shows an action, word, or state of being working. It is an action word. So what is that? Okay, that is a verb, right? Now, another. It shows the relationships of a noun or pronoun to another word. Alright, that is the preposition. So, another. This is the name of a person, thing, animal, event, or ideas. So, what part of speech is that? Exactly. That is a noun. Okay, very good. Now, next question. Uh, this part of speech is used to represent the noun to avoid the repetition. So, what part of speech is it? Alright, it is the pronoun. Another. So, I'll give you the two letters lately that serves as a hint of that part of speech. And that word is ly or ly. So, what part of speech is that? Okay, very good. That is an adverb. Now, another question. Um, who can give me the definition of a uh, sentence, including subject and predicate? Anyone? Just raise your right hand. Okay. Very good. So, since you already learned something because you answered all my questions, please get 1/4 sheet of paper because I'll be having a short quiz. Okay? Okay, number one. This is a group of words that express a complete idea. So what is that? That's number one. Number two. This is a system of symbols that we use to separate sentences and parts of sentences. So what is that? We talked about this lately. So this is the symbols that we talked lately, right? So what do you call those symbols? Okay, next question. What types of punctuation is this? It in a sentence we use it to full stop. So what types of punctuation is it? Next, it is also a type of punctuation. This used to separate items in a series. So what is that? Next, it used to introduce a list. Just like I give example later, lately, the mother gives you a list. So and those lists, we can see those symbol there. So what is that? Okay, next. Uh, this symbol or types of punctuation used when we are asking. Okay, next question. So it is also a types of punctuation, and it used because and it used when we have a strong emotion. So what is that? Okay. So next question. We have 8 part of speech, right? Okay. Now, what I want you to do is to enumerate those part of speech, those 8 part of speech, and I want you to give an meaning of it and its uses and examples. Did you get it? Enumerate the parts of speech, give the meaning of it and its uses and example an example word. Okay, I'll be giving you 10 minutes to answer that one. Okay, 10 minutes start right now. Okay, time is up. It's time to pass your papers. Okay, listen. I'll be the one that will check these papers. So, as I promised lately, I'll be giving you an extra points because you achieved a complete attendance. Okay, is it alright? Okay. Now, I want you to get your notebook and write your assignment. Okay, your assignment will be, uh, we talk about types of punctuations lately, right? And I said that there are more punctuations that we didn't tackle. Now, what your assignment will be to research about those punctuations that we didn't tackle today, and you will give meaning to it, meaning on it, and then it used in a sentence or how those punctuations work in a certain sentence. Okay, did you get it? Write it in your activity notebook. So I'll be collecting your notebook tomorrow. Okay. Now, I am encouraging you all to please stand up so that we can have our closing prayer. Okay. Goodbye, students.